Enjoy this Goldilocks Productions presentation of the Joyful Finding Show with your host, Melissa Parks.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm so happy you could join me today. How exciting this whole week has been. I've been through a lot of learning this week, not just through myself, but through other people. It's been very humbling. That's going to be one of the words this week, humbled. So I hope you're all having a magnificent day. I'm so happy that you could be here. The energy, of course, is high. It kicked in for me today at 11:11. So I knew that today was going to be powerful. It's about one. So one is about new beginnings. So what are you creating that's new? It's very important that you start going forward in whatever that newness is for you. It's about your expansion. It's about you finding out what you really want to do. It's funny because right before I started, I do a little bit of automatic writing sometime, and it said, my automatic writing came out like this: love, peace, and joy. Feel that deep in your soul. Let your true self emerge from within. And then that is so powerful for everybody. So it's about you really starting to open yourself up and allow yourself to really be who you need to be. It's getting out of all those, patterns that you've been stuck in and getting yourself to change into things that are bringing much more joy and peace and happiness, And again, that made me think this week that I was thinking, I was having a conversation with some friends, and it was like I thought back to my childhood again. And the one thing they said, I was always like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It's not what I want to be. It's what I want to feel. I want to be happy. I want to be happy in everything that I'm doing and everything that I enjoy. You know what I mean? Because happiness, that's where the real joy is. If you're doing everything that makes you happy, then that's good. I know in this world we have things that don't make us happy, but we have to learn through them and see that they're happening to us, not to us, but for us, so that we can change. There's so much changing in our lives every day. Every day I wake up and I feel a little different, so I hope you're feeling that way too. And I'm glad to see I already have 2 callers now. That's awesome. I'm so excited to start talking to you all. So I'll take my first caller, who is 212 in Bryn in New York City.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What's your first name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Melissa. How are
Melissa,
you today,
hey.
Bryn?
I'm okay. I'm what I'm doing this year is important goal that I feel I need to accomplish this year is I live in New York City, and I need to find a new place to live because the city is, even though I grew up here and was raised here, I think my energy has changed so much that it's kind of telling on me, the grind of New York City and the concrete, and I'm looking for some place near the water, like a coastal town in New England. And so my question is, do your guides see me finding something this year, like a suitable area to live in? I was thinking of there's a place called Marblehead, Massachusetts, on the coast, and there's Swampscott. That's a funny name, but it's SWAMPSCOTT, Swampscott, Massachusetts. And I'm just trying to decide which one to look into, because of course I work here in New York City, and I have to find a time when I can get off work to make a trip. But I guess I want to know, do you feel I'll find a suitable place this year?
Yes. Yes. And as you were talking, I was like doodling all around your name and your number, and they were showing me like New York is really chaotic for you now, and it's not your comfort zone. So yes, I would take yourself a small vacation, a long weekend or whatever, and go search out these spaces, okay? Because I feel like it's calling out to you, and I do feel like it's going to be more of Massachusetts than it will be any of the other states, because I was trying to figure out all of New England there. So I feel like Massachusetts is definitely calling you. you. So definitely take your time and do some research online, see how you feel about it, because this is helping to open up your heart to more of what you desire in your life, and you're desiring more comfort, and you're desiring more peace. You've already done the hustle and bustle of New York City. Even though you still work there, I feel like you're going to be able to work from home, or you're going to transition into a new job, something that's less hectic, or you're ready just to slow down a little bit. So they definitely show me that this is definitely opening up for you. And I feel like you're going to take the vacation very soon. Like you're ready to go look, because it's summertime. It's best to look in the summer than it is in the winter.
Yeah, I'm looking at July to sort of take a trip.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. July is perfect for you to go check that out. And your heart will tell you, once you've driven in the driveway, you're going to be like, oh, this is home. You feel comfortable. You feel relaxed. You feel serene. Right. So that's the feeling that you're looking for.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for your insight.
You're very welcome. Enjoy that. It's going to be wonderful once you get your new place set up.
Yeah. All right. Take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for calling in today. Awesomeness. Yeah, it's funny because I was thinking about this morning, about people, if you're not happy with where you're living, you're going to start looking outside of that. Where is that going to bring you joy? A lot of people still live in the hustle and bustle of the city, and sometimes they don't like that anymore and they need to change. Or you're from a small town and you're ready for the hustle and bustle. So follow your heart and what feels good to you. Make those changes. They may be scary at first, but it's really okay because you are working through all of that. So you become stronger. You feel more confident in yourself, in your abilities to make better choices for yourself. I'm telling you, it's really been an amazing week. Amazing. So I hope you guys are all having an amazing week. So I'm ready for my number 2 caller, which is area code 914. Hi. Hi. Your name and where are you calling from today?
Katie, and I'm also from New York.
Katie, it's a New York kind of day. How can I help you today?
I'm going to start a small work project, and I'm wondering if you see it being better for my development to handle the responsibility myself, or if I should ask Stanley to work with me.
I'm getting that you need to do it by yourself at first. Because as soon as you started talking and you were talking about you doing this, I wish I could show you guys my automatic drawing, but they showed me like all these energy waves going up to your name. So it's like you're bringing yourself to a higher vibration. You're bringing yourself, and you have to believe in yourself. You feel like it's a lot of work right now, but it's not. So just take your time with it. You don't have to rush. If later on you want to hire on family to help, they're saying that's cool, but they want you to do this first part by yourself for whatever reason. I think it's so you believe in yourself.
Yes. Oh, wow, very wise.
Because they keep showing me these, so if you could see a funnel going up, like a funnel cloud, instead of it coming down like a tornado or whatever, it's going up. That's how your energy is being swirled up. So that's just fantastic. So really believe in yourself and allow yourself to enjoy what you're doing right now without fear, because those are past fears that are popping up right now that are thinking that you need some help.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much. That was so very accurate. Thank you.
Wow. Oh, you're welcome, Katie. I'm glad I could be helpful today. Enjoy the rest of your day and the year and your life.
And you too, Melissa. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you too. See, that energy right there is so awesome. Thank you for calling in. It seems like it's a New York day. That's awesome, though, because as I was just finishing up that call with Katie, I could feel that energy. So I want you guys to all pay attention to the energy that you might be feeling and release whatever no longer serves you. Allow yourself to stand in your highest good, to allow yourself to really find your joy, because we are dropping old patterns. We are dropping a lot of old stuff. I keep saying that. I feel like I need to repeat that because it's very important. This is something that I find is very important that we're going through right now, because we can't bring through what we used to do. It's like, how do we want to treat it now? How do we want to do it differently this time? You know, we always say that we have to work really, 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 really hard to get anywhere or to make a lot of money, but that's something that we believe. But we don't have to believe that. We can make things a lot easier for ourselves if we just start believing that they are. So, you know, just allow yourself to be in your comfort zone. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. And I feel like we're still going through a lot of spring cleaning, whether it's in your person, if it's people, places, or things, if you're cleaning out your possessions. I feel like we're really trying to simplify our lives right now. And sometimes that's releasing negative people. I've had lots of people come in recently as clients, you know, that are trying to release them, but they still feel some kind of guilt or attachment that they can change the situation. And really, they have no control over another person. So I like to say that you are all responsible for you. So what kind of changes are you going to do for yourself today? What are you going to do to make yourself happy? Are you going to change the way that you think about something and think about it differently? I also get that we have to start looking at things differently too, like look at things at a different perspective. What kind of things trigger you, and then why you get triggered. Go back into somewhere into your timeline, figure out what that is, forgive yourself, forgive them, whatever it might be. Just know that they just want me to tell you that now that I just said that, there's lots of healing taking place through this energy that's flowing out to you today. I can feel it flowing out my fingertips. I can feel it. They have me snapping my fingers, if you guys could hear that in the background and stuff. So there's lots of things being moved around and shaken up and released so that you guys can feel better and start to make better choices for yourself, because I feel a lot of you are on that journey. A lot of you are starting to open up more and be much more spiritually aware. I've noticed even with some of my new clients who are just beginning, they're taking off like rocket ships. They've got this, and they're like, woo! You know, they're flying high in this energy, and that's awesome because they're not allowing themselves to be grounded into this 3D that we call Earth so much and wrapped up into the emotions of everything that's going on. We have to realize that we can look at things so much differently now and really start to create what it is that we want to create. And I mean from anything, from our love lives to our homes to everything. Just imagine you're sitting down in front of a brand new canvas, or maybe you work on the computer and you're an architect and all of a sudden you build this beautiful house and you're like, I'm going to own that one day, because you're telling the universe, this is my dream. So the universe is going to listen to you and start providing those things to lead you in that direction. And a lot of my new people, too, are also noticing a lot of numbers, okay? It was so funny because I posted something the other day, and one of my clients took a picture of it. The first person had posted it 44 minutes ago, and I had posted it 33 minutes ago. So just know that you need to be paying attention to a lot of things going on out there, whether all the things that are flowing in front of you are your messages, whether it's good or bad. It's helping you wake up to understand more of who you are and who you want to be. I feel like we're all taking off all these masks too, okay? Because we put on different masks when we go into our job, or we put on a different mask when we go out at night, or we put on a different mask when we go home. You know what I mean? So it's like all these different masks that we're wearing, we need to just take them all off and be our true, authentic self. And sometimes that's a little hard because we think that's who we really are when it's really not. So it's like, allow yourself to really become who you need to become. And I know a lot of you feel like, well, this feels different, or how do I handle this? Well, reach deep down inside. How does your heart say, what does that feel like to you? Does that feel like it's a good choice for you? Does it feel like it's a bad choice for you? You know, pay attention and listen. And put out crystal clear intentions. You know what I mean? This is why I always talk about all these lists I come up with. You should have lists hanging all over your house after listening to me. You know, one list for your love life, one list for your job, you know, one list for what your house looks like. You know, you can have lists for everything if you want, just so you can write it down and you're telling the universe, this is what I would like to have in my life, rather than, you know, some of the stuff that just gets thrown at us. Because, well, some of the stuff that also gets thrown at us is for us to learn and to work through. And some of them, you know, a lot of us light workers really chose a really hard path. We chose a lot of things that would make us angry, sad, hurt. We were able to feel the wide range of all the emotions. And it's amazing that you can work through all of them. Trust me, it's work. I hate to use that word because I like to say we're doing it now. We're not working at it, because working always just says we're working at it. So you're actually doing it now. You're doing exactly what you need to do to change your life. Whether you feel like you are or not, start thinking, feeling, what does that really feel like? Oh, and now that they're talking about thinking and feeling, see, they're going to have me jump all over the place. So I hope you guys stay with me today. They want me to start talking about telepathy. And this is kind of a funny subject because this one is coming on full strong, full 100% for me lately. So if people are, whether they are texting me or they are just putting out something, I'm able to see exactly or feel exactly what they're trying to relay to me, whether it's in truth or not. So it's like we are becoming much more of our spiritual selves, our soul selves, so that we can communicate on that level. So I hope you guys are all tapping in. Wow, they just went to my third eye. So I hope you guys are releasing whatever you got blocking there. So it's like allow all this energy, allow this telepathy to start working for you so we can have conversations without having to use words. Because sometimes our human language is very limited in what we would like to say or to explain to people. I have a hard time sometimes even finding the right words to explain stuff that I see in my head sometimes so that I can explain it so you guys can understand it. So just go with that. Feel it. What does it feel like? They really want you to trust that. And I see everyone's heart center. So your heart chakra is really starting to open. It's really starting to expand. I'm feeling like a lot of you are moving off of having, walls in your way or having the little patches of your hurtness be removed so that you can let more love and light back in and allow all higher aspects of yourself back into this human vessel so that you know what's going on. Because I feel like more of you are starting to remember. There's so much going on. There's so much there's just so much energy. There's just so much shifting and changing so fast. I'm pretty sure this is why I probably have a radio show now, because the energy wasn't ready for me or I wasn't ready for the energy. I'm not sure, but we have to play it out as we go along. So I just keep getting up every day, and I'm following my joy. I go to work, and I do the things that I need to do. Now, I hope you are following your joy in those things, too. And if you're not, then put out some new intentions on what those things would be for you. Are you looking for that new house? Are you looking for that new job? What is it you're looking for? Because we're all seekers. They want me to talk about that, too. Seekers, okay? We're all seekers. And that's funny because when I first started calling myself a seeker of truth, teacher of light, and I didn't use the word psychic in all my advertising and stuff, people didn't know what that was. So that I didn't get many calls. So I had to change it over to psychic. But even though I'm still a seeker of truth and a teacher of light, and I'm here to help each one of you find the light inside of you to keep glowing and shining bright and allow everybody here the chance to make it a better world. It's amazing that we're going through all this now in 2019, right? When we should have been going through it for years and years and years. But we had to wait for the collective consciousness to all wake up at the same time or start to wake up at the same time or to be more awake. So it's like we're becoming in relationship harmony with our human self and our spiritual self. So allow yourself to really feel who you are, to know who you are. And it really makes you feel confident. It really makes you feel connected. And it really, really just makes you feel so awesome, so awesome. So just know that with each changing day, you are changing, you are evolving, you are sprouting, you are growing, and your heart chakra, your heart center is being more connected to each and every person. So you're starting to understand people more, starting to let go more of your ego. You're starting to stand outside of judgment and not judge yourself and not judge others. You're coming from a pure place, and that's an amazing thing. So just remember that. You guys are all coming back to a pure place of love and light and harmony. It's just so fantastic. It makes me so happy. It looks like I have another caller. So my caller number 3 is calling in from area code 845.
Hello?
Hi, your name and where you're calling from today.
My name is Maria. I call from New York. How are you?
Oh, see, it's a New York day. Hi, Maria from New York. How can I help you today?
Yes, you have a message from the angel or from a loved one, from my husband who passed away.
Ooh, I'm going to have to get you to repeat that for me, honey. Can you ask me that again, please?
I said she got a massage from my husband. My husband passed
away. Oh, from
away.
your husband. Okay.
Yes.
And what was your husband's first name?
Gaetano.
Okay. Whew. Wow, he was a strong energy. Okay. Well, the first thing he says is that he follows you around all the time. It's so weird because he like follows you around. It's like he's like your little shadow, so he's like your little guardian angel right now, and he whispers to you a lot. So pay attention to the things that you're hearing because he's never far away from you. And it's also like he leaves little things around the house. So I'm feeling like it's pennies and feathers, but it could be dimes too because I feel like there's a little bit more shine there too. But I feel like there's things being left behind for you, just so you know that you're not alone. And actually, he says when you go to bed at night, he's like laying right there next to you. Do you feel him?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you're right on the same page. He's like with you all the time. So do you have a specific question you'd like to ask him?
Yeah. You see, my daughter soon get a fiancé, boyfriend.
Your daughter. Can I just have your daughter's first name?
Kathy.
Kathy. All right. And what do you want to know about Kathy again? Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, she find a nice, fiancé, boyfriend, whatever. Nice guy.
Okay. Yeah. Kathy is going to find a nice guy. It's just going to take her a little bit of time. She's not ready right now. I feel like she's taking some time for herself, and she's recognizing so that she can get into a better relationship than one she's been in before. So she's taking some self-care time. So she's doing very good, and I feel like she's really sorting out her life so that she makes better choices for herself. And she also is not ready for love yet. They keep showing me it's a little bit off, so maybe the end of this year or whatever, but she's taking time for her right now.
That's good. You see anything is traveling me and my daughter soon?
She's what for you and your daughter?
Yes, she's going to travel soon.
Let me tap into that a little further because they're okay. So with all that, that's so funny. My guides are funny today. Yeah. So what you and your daughter are going through, I feel like you guys are going to have some better relationship harmony. I feel like you guys are communicating a little better right now. I feel like you guys are going through a little bit of your life review. I also feel like you guys are nurturing each other, which is a good thing. So I think you guys are on the good track. And they're also saying that you guys also need to put out crystal clear intentions about what it is that you would like to do, what it is that you desire to happen in your life now. What kind of happiness are you ready to bring into your life now? And your angels and guides and your husband, everybody on the other side is there to help you. All you have to do is ask. So just ask. Just ask.
Very good. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, thank you, Maria. You enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Absolutely. God bless you too, Maria.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks for calling in. That was so awesome. Really, it's a New York day. Whew. Which is funny because I was actually born in Norwalk, Connecticut, so I wasn't far outside of New York. So it's like funny that you guys have found me. I was born there. Now I don't live anywhere near there. I live 1,600 miles away or whatever it is, down here in the beautiful, beautiful Florida. So that reminds me, I might as well tell you guys how to get a hold of me then. So here I am in Sarasota, Florida. So if you guys are anywhere local or on vacation, you can find me at Wild Ginger Apothecary here in Gulf Gate in Sarasota, Florida. You can also find me on my website at IamMelissaParks.com. And you can reach me by phone or text at 941-266-9250. And I look forward to connecting with you all at one point or another, even if you just hear me on the radio. Only if you hear me vibrationally this way, that's fine. We are connected. And I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be of service. And that's one of the things that I was humbled about this week. So I think I'm supposed to bring that up now. So this week, it was like, one of the intentions, I'm being so truthful with you guys. I hope you guys appreciate this stuff. So for years, since I've been doing this, and I've been doing burning bowl ceremonies and all that, and for me, it was always, I would always put up there that I'm supposed to be famous. You know what I mean? Even though I was always trying to hide from this. And I realized this week it's not about me being famous. It's about me helping all of you. Okay? So, and that was my ego that kept saying that. So I had to go and look at myself too. Why do I want that? I want that so that I can help people. And I put it out there because that was the only way that I thought that I could put it out there. You know what I mean? So if I'm famous, people will listen to me. But really, I don't have to be famous. I'm just here to be a voice to help all of you. That was part of what my service is. I've learned in my past life that fame and fortune is not all that it's cracked up to be. So why was I aiming for it in this life? I had to look at my life. I had to go back and do a little, past life, work and look at how my life had transpired in those times. And now I'm just like, let's be happy. Let's be joyful. How can I help you? You know what I mean? Of course, I still have to pay the bills, so I still charge for what I do, but I still don't charge outrageous amounts. But it says we are here to help each other. We are here to expand. We are here to grow. We are just here to help each other. So I am here of service to help all of you. And I am grateful every day that I can do that. And I keep opening up to more and more angels, guides, loved ones, energies, counsels. You name it, we are connected to all. So you have all these answers inside of you just as much as I do. You are just as powerful, if not more powerful, than I am. So don't be afraid to stand in that and to own that, but you have to use it for the greater good of all. If you use it for yourself, it will backfire. That was the old way. So now it's about what are you going to start doing to help yourself and to help others in a nice way, in a loving way. So just think about that a little bit. They're changing up the energy again. Well, these guides and angels are kicking it today. It could be because there's a storm headed our way, too. So I'm feeling a little bit of that, too. But, open up. You all know what to do. If we feel it inside of ourselves, it's like we keep getting validations, all the time. It's like even me, I'm a psychic, but I still need to reach out to some other psychics sometimes, for validation. I keep getting this message, and I'm like, how does that feel to you? What do you get from that? And then they validate whatever I'm feeling. So, we need validation in the beginning, and sometimes we even need it as we're going along just because, sometimes they get confusing. Sometimes it's a test, are we really listening to ourselves? But really, deep down, we all know what to do. We have to go deep inside of ourselves to get into that soul connection, really connect into that, and really start believing in ourselves and the things that are happening. That's why all these signs and these symbols show up. It's so funny because when I pulled into the parking lot today, I got behind this car, and the first three numbers of the license plate was 007. So, of course, that made me laugh because then that made me think of James Bond, you know what I mean? But, again, those numbers mean something to me. And, of course, they must mean something to you. So I'm telling you all of this because I know everyone's having repeated numbers, whether they're 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, whether they're 12, 12, 11, 11, 13, 13, whatever it is. And all these things mean something to you. So go to your internet and look at the spiritual meaning of these things if you don't already know. And if you have to, look at a couple different websites until you find the one that totally resonates with you so that you can feel good about where you're headed. These are like our little breadcrumbs. That's what I like to call them. They're also little breadcrumbs. So they help us put the little dots together to connect the dots. They help us move forward and really standing in our power and really start owning ourselves. And a lot of us are really coming over a lot of difficulties right now. So if life has been hard on you lately and you've been triggered by a lot of emotions or things haven't been working out right and you feel like you keep hitting detours, just know that that will be coming to an end. You have to just look at your life and see how that's working for you. What can you change to make it better? Are you trying to go up a rocky mountain rather than, an easy, walk through the woods? So you make it as hard or as easy as you like. So that's your choice. And it's funny because I had we can make it as hard as we want. We can make it as high as Mount Everest, or we can make it a little molehill that we can just walk right over. So you get to choose what that is for you. and it's amazing. So just changing your mind, just they want me to bring that up too. So they want you about retraining your brain. So I had this one client last week, and she kept saying, "This is so hard. This is so hard." And, and I felt so bad for her because she kept saying that, which was making it even harder for herself. So I was like, let's make this easier. This is becoming easier. This is easier. And by the time I had her leaving my room, she felt better. But it's like we get so caught up in the bad stuff that we can't get out of that, it's like, but really we can. We just have to get out of that pattern, whatever pattern that is. If it's a pattern you've had all your life, change it. Yeah, just like every day is a new day. You get to change everything every day if you so desire, at least in your way of thinking and how you handle things, which is fun, It's always fun. Woo, fun, fun, fun. And then also notice whatever emotions keep showing up, too. It's funny because I've told you guys this before, but I have almost 4-year-old at home, and he was watching the Woody Woodpecker this morning, the movie, while I was getting dressed and ready stuff for work. And I started crying even just watching that movie. Woody Woodpecker made me sad. He was locked in a cage or whatever, but it brought up tears again for me. So I know that I'm still going through a lot of cleansing. I just feel everything now. So I feel like we're all being extra sensitive. So don't be surprised if you're crying at a commercial or at a movie or even at something that you wouldn't have cried at before. It's all about these cleansing tears coming out of us and just allowing us to really be free from all these emotions. So if you feel like they keep reoccurring, look at them, evaluate them. What do they mean for you today? Did it go back into your childhood somewhere that's been repeating? If it has, then just change it up, rethink it, repattern it to something better for yourself, which is so much fun. So much fun. And I appreciate all you guys tapping in, and my guides and my angels and my higher self really want to say, thank you, because we don't feel like we say thank you enough. And I want you all to know how grateful I am for each and every one of you and how connected we really are. It's really shown me so much more. And we really make up this grid on Earth. So the more we become clear channels, whether you channel the information or not, but just becoming clear and being your authentic self, allowing your truth to flow through you and not allowing, old patterns to keep repeating on yourself, you've become this much more better human. You feel better about yourself. You feel better about what you're doing. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that really need to speak their truth too, which I've been noticing that I'm doing. I'm calling people out in a very nice way about things that they're saying, like, what did you really mean by that? Rather than, before I would have been like, oh, my God, I probably would have jumped down their throat, coming back at them with whatever I thought. But now I really want to know what they really think behind what they're saying, because sometimes people say things without even thinking. And so now I really want to understand what they're really trying to say to me. And it's worked out pretty well because we've been able to sit down. We've been able to have normal conversations. It doesn't turn into an argument. So I have to say that over the last few weeks, I've been doing lots of learning, and I hope you have too, so that we can all move forward and be happy, 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 which is so joyful. And lots of magic is happening. I feel like more people are starting to tap into their energy more. You're starting to understand your energy more. You're starting to understand other people's energy more. More of you are starting to protect your energy more. I like to bring that up all the time because that's something that we need to do as humans, I feel like, right now. Just so we don't pick up on the negativity of the person sitting next to us at work or on the bus or walking down the street. They can hold on to their stuff. We can still recognize it, but we don't have to own it as our own. And this is very important to empaths out there, because I feel like more empaths are waking up and starting to realize that a lot of the emotions they're feeling don't belong to them. Just know that you can clear these right away if you so desire. If these don't belong to me, remove them from me now. We have to remember that we're always in control. And then if it doesn't leave, you might want to look into whatever's causing that for you. But we're pretty good at being able to clear ourselves. Our body really listens. So start talking to yourself more. We're not crazy when we talk to ourselves. People think we are, but it's like we're having two conversations with our spiritual self and our human self. We're trying to sort things out and bring balance. And that's another thing they wanted me to bring up Oh, my God, they just have lots of stuff they want to talk about today. Good, 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 good. Okay, so they want me to talk about balance, too, okay? Because there's a lot of things going on right now where we want to be standing in our divine feminine. But that brings us only balance onto one side, right? So I'm getting that we really need to stand in both our divine masculine and our divine feminine, and we need to find balance in both. And as we learn to do this, we start to have more compassion for the things that we've gone through, whether it be a masculine or feminine or whatever. So I feel like we're finding more balance in who we really are and what we desire. And yes, we're starting, it's just amazing. I don't know why they really wanted me to bring that up, but it's important for some people to hear that because, you know, for me being a female, I'm a lot more masculine than I am female, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I've always been that way. I grew up the tomboy. I grew up with brothers. You know, I grew up with tons of male cousins and stuff, so I was always like, you know, the girl with all the guys. So I grew up that way. But I feel like I was supposed to be that way because part of that is what's made me strong too. But I also had to learn to tap into that feminine part of myself that could be compassion, could be nurturing, and all those wonderful things, you know, because we also associate those with male and female characteristics, right? So, but we're trying to find balance in both. We're trying to find that balance in both so we can feel a little bit more equal, if that makes sense to you all. It's just an amazing time to be alive, really, as we start to go through all this stuff and change all this, because you're starting to understand who you are as a real person. And I feel like more of the masks and all that are starting to come off each and every one of us. We're starting to stand in a more of our authentic self, whatever that means for you, standing in your truth, recognizing what your truth is. It's just awesome, 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 awesome stuff. And they also want you to start finding more comfort in your everyday life, too. So comfort. See, and it's kind of sometimes maybe you just need to make yourself comfortable and curl up on the couch one day with a blanket and you know, watch Netflix all day or just spend time with yourself. Spend time with people that make you feel comfortable, that allow you to be who you need to be. I notice a lot more groups are showing up. They want me to bring that up too. So more groups are starting to pop up. So you can start finding more of your tribe members, more of your people that are like-minded. So it's amazing. Get out there, join some groups. And if there's not one in your area, start one so that you can find more like-minded people in your area. Because it's important that we all come together a little bit collectively because our ideas come together, our energy comes together. And these groups are happening all over the world. It's not just in your little town. These are all over the world. So get together, find joy in finding information with each other because you all have something to learn from someone else, you know, and that's one of the things that I like to tell my clients too. You always have something to learn from someone else. And I'm thankful for my repeat clients, don't get me wrong, but I'm also very happy that they actually go out and find messages in other places or take classes in other places so that they can get more information. It's amazing because so many people out there have the same information, teach it the same, or teach it in a different way, but other people get it. So I'm so ecstatic when people tell me that they've gone out and got another reading somewhere. So I want to bring this up too because I had another lady this week that had come from another state and was looking for a new psychic in town or whatever, and she stopped in. And she said that I was the best reading that she ever had, which I was very thankful for. But then I got into why she said that. I got into she told me that the readers always kind of kept her on the hook. So I don't like it when readers keep people on the hook. I like you to give your people the information so that they can go. Don't keep them so that they have to keep coming back to you for the answers. You all have the answers inside of you, and that's what empowered her the most because I was like, you have all the answers inside of you. That's what made it so great because she didn't recognize that. We keep looking outside ourselves for all these answers, but really they're deep down inside of us. We can help you connect a little bit, but really you have all the truth down inside of you, which is so amazing. And so many more people are just starting to wake up to this stuff and starting to use their abilities. It's so amazing. You know, that's so funny. And more of you are actually starting to, wow, awesomeness. A lot more people that's why they had my third eye do that earlier. A lot more of you are starting to actually open up and start to see more. You guys are maybe opening up and starting to see auras, or maybe you're starting to see colors, or maybe when you're meditating, you'll be able to see full faces, whatever it might be, because I feel like it's like the vision. Say they're bringing that energy to my third eye right now. So all of you feel that. Feel the blockages be released so that you guys can be stronger at what you're seeing, what you're feeling. It's amazing. I feel like all your abilities are coming online. I feel like they're all coming on very quickly, too, which could be a little scary sometimes, because sometimes we see stuff that our human self hasn't seen before, and we're like, whoa, God. And we all go through that. Just know that it might be a little bit of fear attached, but allow yourself to go, nope, I don't fear that, because fear is what we think, right? So we think that we have no fear, then we won't. And I have to tell you, that's pretty strong. So start using that ability. Go, nope, I don't fear that. I'm going to walk right over it, and then it just kind of vanishes. You walk through it, and it just kind of like dissipates. So allow yourself to start dissipating more of your fears, too. Again, I feel like I'm scattered and I'm all over the place today, but I feel like all this information is really what has to happen so that you guys can move forward. And this is awesome. It looks like I have another caller, and it's from my area code. So area code 941.
Hey, Melissa, this is Martha.
Martha, my friend, how can I help you today?
Well, I kept hearing you say it's a New York kind of a day, and I felt compelled to call in.
Oh, because you're ready to go to New York? I think.
Yesterday or the day before, I was behind a car, and it was a New York license plate, and the license plate read "Faux Show."
Okay, so this is perfect. So the signs and symbols are showing up, okay?
Yeah,
I know my listeners probably have no idea what the hell we're talking about, and I'm sorry about that. But just so everyone knows, Martha would be one of my friend's clients, and she has the desire. Well, I'm going to share a little of your story, Martha, if you don't mind.
That's all right. Go ahead. Of course.
That she is supposed to go to New York, and she's supposed to be going up there and sing because she's an opera singer, and she's magnificent, right? But life choices also hold us back sometimes. But it all happens in divine time. So even though I gave her this message whenever I gave it to her, she's still getting the signs and the symbols. See, she just got behind that car, and what did the license plate say again, Martha?
It said "Faux Show."
Faux Show. So they're just waiting for her to show up in New York. So that makes me so excited. So it just shows that everything happens in divine time and everything's coming closer. Now, do you have a question about this, Martha?
I do have a question. So my question is this. I know that it would be lovely to be there this fall and be able to audition. There are also a couple of opportunities that might be available in Florida in 2020. So what I'm wondering is it a crazy thought for me to think that I should keep my condo, try to somehow find a way to sublet it, or should I just let go?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a scary one, right?
It's very scary.
Yeah, letting go. Let's see. Should you let go of your condo? Let's tap in for Martha. No, Martha, I'm getting that you still need to keep your condo, believe it or not. And it's not because you're not afraid to leave here, but it gives you a place to come back to. It gives you a place of bouncing ground because you need that. You have family here, so you need to be able to bounce back and forth. And I feel like you're going to be able to rent out your space, so that's not a bad thing. But you're going to be able to bounce in and out. This is like home ground, but you bounce in and out.
Okay, that sounds good to me. That feels good.
Doesn't it feel good? It feels fantastic.
It feels good.
Me too. I can't wait for my tickets on Broadway, girl.
Okay. So here's another question. All right.
Sure, what you got?
Okay. I know you're going to tell me just to write a list, and I mean, in my head, it's a list. But, I really want to live in Manhattan. I believe that there must be some space, some small space where my cat and I can hang out this fall in the city. Because I know I have a few friends there, but I know most of the time the city herself will be my friend. So I'm just wondering what my guides or your guides or all of our guides have to say about that.
Well, the funny thing is you don't even have to write the list. They said it's already been created for you. You just have to find it. It's waiting for it to be found. So they're showing me, and it's small, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's small, but it's more than enough for you and your cat because you're not going to be home a lot, okay? So, but the space is there for you.
Okay, awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you, Martha. Have an enjoyable day.
You too. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Martha. How awesome. See, it's about New York Day. It's a New York kind of day. I love that. How fun is that? I'm looking forward to when Martha actually goes there. It's going to be a wonderful thing. So it's about being in New York. Growing up, they're bringing up the whole accents of New York now because when I was growing up in Connecticut and then I moved to Maine, I always had like the Connecticut accent, like talk and coffee and all that stuff. I don't do it as much now, but it does come out once in a while when I get like really fast or whatever. It's so much fun. So I love that area and I love the energy, but I don't want to live there anymore because winters are too hard. But Florida is where it's at for me. So where are y'all at? Where are y'all headed? And I brought this up earlier about new. What are you doing that's creating new for you? What are you doing that's new? Maybe you are creating something that didn't feel right. So start new. What is new? What do you want to start that's new? So far, like with clients, sometimes I'm like, oh, here's another new idea. They keep getting new ideas thrown at them and what they might want to do or how they want to do it. So just, this is the time for you to create what it is that you're looking for, and I bet y'all have some brilliant ideas to get out there and start something new. The magic is here. You get to start creating that. The energy is within you to create what it is that you desire to create now. So allow yourself to truly start to create. Create. That's another word. They're showing me that word. And then they're showing me all these little spiders, not to scare you or whatever. But it's like the spiders, again, they create these intricate webs and they do all this work and they create their home. So create that. It doesn't have to be so intricate. It could be exactly what you need it to be, So allow yourself to be your highest and best self. Allow yourself to do the highest and best for all, not just yourself all the time, because we are working here as a collective too. So it's like we're all connecting in. We're all trying to make this a better place. It's so beautiful. It really makes me so happy to actually really be here. The more that I find out about my higher self and all the things that I've gone through to be here and all the things that we're experiencing now are magnificent. They just truly are. I'm also getting that, again, that more of you are starting to tap into more of your abilities. So really start to sit with them, feel them, meditate on them if you need. You have lots of help from the other side. Your angels, your guides, your higher self, God, your loved ones, whoever you need to call on is there for you. I feel like a lot of us are still going through this life review as we start to go forward. I feel like this is going to happen maybe up until the full moon, that we're going through a lot of this, purging of whatever in this life we didn't feel good to us. It's about letting go. It's about really standing in what we feel and believe now and all that fun stuff. And all of you need to know that, we have so much help on the other side. Don't be afraid to ask. Sometimes we're very fearful of even asking for help. Maybe we've been shot down in the past for asking for help or whatever. But don't be afraid to ask for help, no matter what it is. I feel like that's important. That was one of the harder lessons that I had to learn was to learn to ask for help. Because I'm a very independent woman. I think that's the masculine side of me. Like I can do everything by myself. But there's some things that I just need help with sometimes, and don't be afraid to ask. And also, don't be afraid to be a gracious receiver too, because sometimes we give so much that we don't feel comfortable at taking from others or whatever it might be, but it has to work both ways. Be a grateful receiver and a grateful giver at the same time. So we're looking to find balance. I guess we're trying to look for balance in everything, So try to find your balance. What does your balance mean for you? The balance for one person is not balance for another. So, because we're all individuals. We're all very different, Start having more compassion for ourselves and for other people and everything that's going on in the world. Our hearts are becoming so much bigger for it and from it. And we need to have the courage to move forward in whatever it is that we're still fearing, because I feel like now that I just said that, there was another block in our way, when I say that word, it's like, what do you mean have courage? But it's like walking through whatever that is that we have fear about. It's having the courage to just walk right through it and be our strongest self, It's so amazing. I know I say that a lot, but it's so awesome. And they all want everyone to get outdoors more, connecting with nature, get outside, connect barefooted with the earth if you have to, go swimming in the lake, go visit the ocean, go to the top of a mountain if you feel like. I feel like us connecting in with nature and spending more time away from our electronics is a little helpful too, so that we can get back into nature, understand it, listen to the birds, see which birds are showing up, and just let it be what it needs to be in that particular moment. Okay? So fun. Let's see what else is happening in our lives. They all want you to spread your wings and fly. I love this one. I know they're talking to me too. So it's all like we're on that edge of that cliff and we're just standing there and we're looking down, and boy, does that look scary because our wings haven't popped out. We don't think we can fly. We're not sure if we can fly. It's kind of like the new birds being kicked out of the nest to see if they can fly yet. We might have to hop around a little bit, but we're way past that. We've been hopping around all our lives, and now we're at the edge of this cliff, and all we have to do is spread our arms and just walk off and just know that we're being taken care of, that it's time for us to spread our wings into what it is that we truly desire. So many things are coming together for you. It may not feel like it, but trust me, it's all falling together. They keep showing me these little footsteps, these little stepping stones that keep popping up in front of us. So every time we make it to a new stepping stone, another one pops up. And you'll know which one it is because it'll feel right. They really want you to tap into that and have it just feel so right. Just be in touch with who you are and what you would like to be. They're so amazing. So amazing. Everything is happening for a reason. And don't forget to take time to just breathe and be and take some time off and rest if you need to. I've been going through that a lot lately, too. Actually, the energy has been keeping me awake until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning a lot lately. So I know that's shifting. But it's also telling us maybe I need to rest during the day then. You know what I mean? So if you need to take a nap, take a nap. Do whatever you feel like you need to do for you at that moment. Take that nap. Go for that walk. Sit quietly, meditate, do yoga, whatever that is for you. Just take the time for you and do that, and just do it. Allow yourself to do that. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. That's another one of our words for the day. And I guess you guys are all going to be doing some more spring cleaning because I feel like that's still important. I know I brought that up a little bit earlier, but I feel like it's about getting rid of people, places, and things that no longer work for you, serve you, take too much energy from you. If you have energy vampires in your life, you need to recognize that and set boundaries, or get them out of your life because sometimes they don't understand what they're doing. It's their pattern also. So just be aware of everything that's going on around you, with you. How does it make you feel? I feel like this is making people tap into their energy a lot more. And I feel like that just brought up a bunch of fear for people, which is kind of weird because I just felt that in my solar plex. So if people are still taking a lot of energy from you, I'd like you to see yourself cutting any cords going out to those people, places, or things so you can have all your energy back. You're responsible for your energy. They're responsible for theirs. So I feel like that just cleared up, so that feels a little better. The energy has been kicking this hour, and it will probably continue kicking for the rest of the day. So just feel it. Go with the flow. Really start to understand yourself. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you guys about automatic writing, too, because this is very important, because it allows you a space where you can sit with yourself and start writing with your higher self, with your guides and all that, and just be able to communicate, It's funny because, like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I have someone transcribing all my automatic writings, and I'm going over them now, and I'm like, wow, I don't remember that, and I don't remember that. And it's so funny because even with looking at all of that, I used to know all my guides' names. Now I don't call any of them by name. I just know their energy when they show up. or when they're talking to me. In the very beginning, I felt like it was important that I had those things, and it was important that they give them to me so I could start trusting that information. So you can start asking your guides, what are your names? What's the highest and best information for me today? You know, even ask questions. Is this the right path for me? I even saw that I was asking questions, you know, should I do Reiki for a profession? And they're like, yeah. And then another part said, well, how will my clients find me? And they'll find me by word of mouth. And I have to tell you that I wrote that like in 2012, so 7 years ago, and now I'm looking back, and most of my clients are word of mouth, so that's so awesome, you know. So it just shows that you need to connect in, see what it says, because sometimes it helps to have it in a visual manner so that you can read it again, because sometimes the thoughts come to us and they just go away, they float away. You know, it happens to me a lot. I'll have like this, oh, my God, that's so awesome. And I'll be driving or something and not being able to write it down. And I'm like, all right, I need to remember that and write that down later. I'm sorry, but that's gone. I don't even remember about it. I'm like, oh, I remember that was something awesome, but I don't even remember what it was. It was important in that moment. So sometimes when we're able to write it down, this is important information for us to help us move forward and to understand who we really are. Because the more layers that we pull off ourselves, the better that we are going to feel about ourselves, understand more of what our purpose is. Because that's another thing. I feel like a lot of people are still looking for their purpose, too. And just know it's out there. You could be of service in some way or another. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same way that I am, because we all have different jobs. We all have different missions, if whatever it is that you want to call it while you're down here, purpose, mission, you know, depending on what planetary system you came from or whatever. Just know that we're all down here to make this a better earth, and I'm so very excited about it because all right, so I know we're getting closer to the end, but they want me to bring this up too. So I read this article the other day, which is so cute, because I posted it on my Facebook about spaceships being up in the sky and they're watching over us. And I've known this for a very long time, and they do get together and they have meetings about us and stuff. So if any of you are connected to those, you'll know what I'm talking about. But so I went to walk my dog the other night, and it was probably, I'm going to say Sunday night, and I went out and walked my dog, and there was this bright light up in the sky, and I was like, are you a ship? And I laughed at myself, and it blinked at me, so that was my communication saying yes. And then it did a little dance around the sky, and then I tapped in a little bit and found information. So just know that they are here. They're here to help us, and don't be scared. I'm getting that. I'm supposed to tell you guys not to be scared, because people go both ways of the fence on this one. Just know that we're all intergalactic beings. That's where we come from in the first place, so it's just second nature. And now that they're really starting to show ourselves more often, just tap into that, meditate into it, feel if you're getting a message from that, and allow yourself just to be. And just know that everything is happening for a reason. It's just like the earth is like our college. I always love to say this. It's like our college. It's like our play. We're all playing a part in what we're learning and how we're handling it and what we could do different the next time. Well, they're up there, and they're helping us. And this is where some of the signs and the symbols come from, to help us know that we're following the right path, that we're doing the right thing for the highest and best of all. So it just makes me super excited that all this energy is coming together. All these little dots are coming together for people. And if you don't feel like they are, just sit back and look at it for a second. How did this play out for you? You know, things that I've forgotten through my lifetime are coming back now. That's where that life review comes from. So we can clear those things up, move forward in our best and highest self, okay? Because that's what we want to do. Essentially, that's what we all want to do, is be our highest and best self and doing the greater good for all. I feel like that's very important, and I need to put emphasis on that, because it's important for all, in all, which is so much fun. I appreciate each and every one of you that have listened to me today, called in, chatted with me. Thank you, my friends, my family. I thank everybody, because, you know, I also want to be grateful that I'm alive today to even be able to do this for all of you. I'm grateful for everything that happens in my life. I'm grateful for every person that I learn from, and I'm grateful for everybody and everything. So I hope you all find that in your hearts too. We're getting ready to wrap up my hour. I feel like it went really, really, really fast this time. But I just want to let you know how you guys can all get a hold of me again. Again, you guys can find me on my website at IamMelissaParks.com. You can reach me by phone and text at 941-266-9250. You can also reach me here in Sarasota, Florida at Wild Ginger Apothecary on Wednesdays and Fridays, and sometimes Saturdays, depending on the Saturday. So you guys have ways to reach out to me if you want to. If not, I appreciate you reaching out and tapping into my energy today and being a part of my show and being a part of our show, because this isn't about me, it's about all of us. So being a part of our show, you guys are all valuable in every way, and I hope you all have a blessed week, a very blessed day, and you create the magic that you want within, that you're finding the love within, that you're doing the self-care that you need, and that you're following the path that brings you the most joy with an open heart, an open mind, and allowing yourself to be the best you that you can be. Again, I thank you all for being with me this week, and I look forward to tapping in with all of you again next week. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I love you all. God bless, and see you next week.